Hello, everyone. We're just getting ready to go. Hope everyone's well today. All right, last stream to turn on. There we go. We are live, baby. We will take guests. There we go. All right. Let's pull up everything real fast. Check. 1 second. Let me grab a water. I overslept today. So, all right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. What is up, team? Welcome back to Headquarters. Your Antifa CEO here on this beautiful Thursday, the November 27th. It is Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. We're live on Thanksgiving, baby. Didn't think we were going to pull it off, but we did. Was planning on just putting something pre-recorded in your feeds, but I figured every other podcast, every other thing is doing that today. And my working class people work hard. They work every day, 24 hours a day, 16-hour days, 12-hour days, 8-hour days, weeks at a time, months at a time. So I figured I could give you a little bit of my time today and be with you. We are family after all, and Thanksgiving is meant to be spent with family. So I would like to spend just a little bit of time with our comrades. With that being said, we are taking some guests on TikTok. This will be somewhat a little bit more of an informal live today. We don't have anything planned. I didn't write anything. I didn't come up with a script. I didn't even look at the news. I literally rolled out of bed, took a shower, hopped on. We're going to go live for about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, in terms of what we're doing today. So today is day 3. Today is day 3 of the economic blackout. Today is Thursday and it's day 3. So for Thanksgiving, let's just make sure that we're spending time with the people that we love. Let's try to make sure that we are, of course, people may have to make a last minute run to the store or those things, but let's try to keep those first dollars local, because that's really what we need to focus on right now. And what I mean by those first dollars, I mean that our first purchase needs to try to be as local as possible, because when we do that, we can try to keep that money in our community as possible. Whenever we look at the news recently, yesterday we had the 2 National Guardsmen who were clapped in D.C. Now, in no way, shape, or form are we condoning anything that happened, but we do have to ask some questions. It's only natural, it's only reasonable, it's only all the things that we ask some questions. And my question is, especially before Thanksgiving, why were there National Guards troops in Washington, D.C. to begin with? When we look at this administration, if this administration would not be illegally deploying our National Guardsmen to cities all across the country, and then when we look at just the preliminary information that's come out about the assailant, that he was granted asylum, he worked with our military in I want to say it was Iraq. It was either Iraq or Afghanistan. I can't remember. But I guess it was Afghanistan because we just left Afghanistan. And part of what it seems like happened is because of we pulled out. I'm sure that this guy's family or his life was destroyed even worse in some way by the Taliban. And, you know, I mean, I'm sure that this is some sort of retaliation to that. Now, is that right or wrong? You know, absolutely not. But at the same time, when we look at the root cause analysis, we can determine why things are happening. You know, I think that's part of the problem, especially in today's world, is that we do not focus on the why, and we just like to focus on the what, or the when, or the who, and we never get to the why. And sometimes we'll be asking the why, but we're not really digging into the why. You know, why would someone who served with the military in Afghanistan come to America and, you know, do that attack? You know, not only that, but one of the crazy things with this administration saying that the border's locked down and it's the safest it's ever been and all those things, in terms of that rhetoric, in terms of that propaganda, that's a lie, because this administration let that person in. They applied for asylum in 2024 from the preliminary reporting, and it is said that this administration allowed them in at the beginning of the year. So all of that due diligence, all of that meritocracy, all of that whatever they're calling it, it obviously does not work because they can't seem to vet people. Now, maybe he was clean and his intentions were not fully, you know, there or whatever. But at the same time, look, this is the thing about it. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. When you get on TV and you say the things that you say, whenever you say that we're going to do 100% of this and 100% of that, and blah, 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 all these things, you know, that allows us the ability to lay something like this at your feet. You know, the Republicans before tried to lay stuff at like the Democrats' feet. And realistically, you know, most people understood that the president doesn't do those things. You know, the president has limited control over some things, but, you know, with the president like this who says that everything good is him, well, everything bad is you too, buddy, because that's the first rule of leadership. You know, the first rule of leadership is everything is your fault. Point blank, full stop, that's it. You know, when it comes to, when it comes to our organization, that's at least how I run it. Everything is my fault. If the numbers are low, it's my fault. If the revenue is low, it's my fault. If Donnie's signing an executive order saying that we're a terrorist organization, that is my fault. You know, regardless, doesn't matter. As your leader, as the leader of the country, Donnie should have did better. He should do better, especially in the second administration. He should choose to do better because ultimately he'll be riding away into the sunset, you know? And so, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is, why were there National Guardsmen in Washington, D.C. to begin with? But it seems like that person had those intentions, likely because of our pullout in Afghanistan, which the Trump administration 1.0 was the full architects of. And people will be like, oh, Biden could have changed it, blah, blah, blah. But, like, that's not really how it works. Whenever a timeline is given for a pullout and all of the military logistics that went into it, it's not something that you just kind of, like, whip around. But we're not going to re-litigate the pulling out of Afghanistan, you know, because for whatever reason, Americans want to be upset that our imperialistic boundaries have been retracted a little bit. But, you know, I don't know. It's such a weird, it's such a weird country, such a weird time. People are just so weird. I don't understand what people want, you know. Go get in an argument for Thanksgiving. If y'all didn't eat yet, go argue with your MAGA family. If y'all need any propaganda on demand, you can get with me on any platform. You can message me directly on any platform, and I will manufacture propaganda personally for you to win any argument that you need to win with these MAGA clowns. Just let me know. I'll get on camera. I'll say anything that I need to say for my working class comrades, especially if it means that you get to make a point. And for me, this point, which I'll stand on this, maybe this is controversial, whatever, but I'm picking sweet potato pie over pumpkin pie any day of the week. Pumpkin pie is low-key trash. Majority of that canned whipped goo, Yuck. Pumpkin pie, not the thing. Let's abolish pumpkin pie. Straight up. Straight up. Let's abolish pumpkin pie. Whenever we make it, we're gonna abolish pumpkin pie. We're gonna make sweet potato pie great again. But enough silliness. We're just, we're chilling. Like I said, I wanted to be here. I'm on the last day of 9 days of working. Today will be my last 12-hour shift, and then I get to fully participate in the boycott for the rest of the time. It's day 9. Day 9, one more 12-hour shift ahead of me. I've worked 96 hours in a row so far. Only 12 left, so I think we can do it. Again, happy Thanksgiving to all. Happy Thanksgiving. We're going to have a lot of new branding coming out. We are working on press packs for our team. What we want to start doing is kind of trying to mass produce content. So since we have about 20 esteemed creators in our network right now, we're going to try to start mass producing at least 1 or 2 pieces of content a day. And from that, we'll be able to drop it into our shared channels, allow these creators to get access to more content that they'll be able to just easily post without having to make any adjustments or worries. And that way we can increase revenue. Because as your CEO, that is the focus. People wonder, what does the CEO of Antifa do? Well, it's pretty simple. I have to focus on recruitment and revenue. That is my 2 focuses every day. It is to increase the revenue of all of our creators, increase the revenue of this organization so that we have the ability to do more. And it is to increase the recruitment, make sure that the recruitment numbers are steadily going up and to the right. You know how capitalism works, baby. So with that being said, we have just crossed 8 million Sick Left Radicals earlier in the week. That means that 8 million people follow all of our creators in our networks. And in real time, when we need to get out a message, we can get it out pretty quick. We haven't had to use it yet, but it is something that exists that has not existed before. And so that's something that we need to be cognizant about and something that we need to be proud of. I was questioning trying to get on live today because it's Thanksgiving. People are with their families. People might not want to be on the news, but realistically, today is the Super Bowl of content creation. Today, everybody is on their phone because so many people hate their families. It's unfortunate. But, comrades, if you are listening to this at any point, you have to try to fortify your family. Even if they have been susceptible to this MAGA propaganda, this billionaire propaganda, we still have to try to fortify our families outside of them being completely, racist or whatever. They're still salvageable, especially if they are our family. There are people that we don't know. There's entire, clans of right-wing loonies running around that we have no access to. Those people highly likely will not be able to be, salvaged, but our family members, we know the ones that are too far gone. We know the ones that are still playing footsies with MAGA. We know the ones that have empathy and morals deep down inside. But we also know the ones that are too far gone. And so remember, this Thanksgiving, take it to them. Take it to them. With that, let's get into our sponsors. Even though Thanksgiving is today, we are still, I say we, it's not me. But Veau Noir, VOIXNOIRE, is still raising money for this holiday season. If you would like to make a difference in a brown or marginalized life, please donate to Veau Noir, that's VOIXNOIRE, to help give back to their community. This stream on 7 live platforms and uploaded to up to 20 platforms after the fact is brought to you by Liquidate the Billionaires. That's right, Liquidate the Billionaires with the ambitious goal to turn every mega yacht into a coral reef. Please tap in with Team Liquidate on every platforms. You can tap in with me, MTC STW, on every platforms. We will go all the way. Yeah, we're going to abolish freaking pumpkin pie, but we got to cook something different with pumpkins. Time's limited today. I know that y'all are probably tired of hearing that, but all this week, like I said, I've had 9 12-hour shifts in a row. And when you go back and look at the feed, out of those 9 days, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7? I've only missed 2 out of 9. So I've only missed 2 out of 9 days that I was actually working at my career job. To come on here and give you some propaganda. It's not that I don't need any pats on the back, but I just want you to realize that your CEO is working for you every day. Every moment that I can find to squeak out for the working class solidarity movement, I do. I am avoiding some chat food today. No offense to anybody, but not everybody's Thanksgiving cooking is that great. And one of the things that's hard for me, though, is having to go to work later. What am I going to eat? I hope my company does have some food for me. Here's hoping. I'm not necessarily too looking forward to it, but here's hoping. Hopefully they have something. I doubt I'll be able to get something on the way because there's nothing that's really going to be open on the way. I'm going to be scrounging tonight, but it is what it is, guys. One more day. If I got to be a little hungry tonight, it'll be okay. But on the other side, I know that I'll still have the energy to continue fighting. Tomorrow, we will try to make sure to be in your feeds either with the live. We may be later than usual because the kids are out of school. I'm going to be home with my kids tomorrow. Finally, I miss my kids. So we will try to have something in your feeds tomorrow. I'm sitting on an episode from Dr. Greg's podcast. So we will drop that. I'm seeing some in the TikTok chat. What's your Pokemon roster though? Well, if I had to pick a roster, first off, we're starting off with a Charizard, absolutely. Probably going to throw a Pikachu in there for the speed and the agility. I'm not going to go and pick a next 4. I want a psychic type. Give me an Alakazam. I'm going old. Am I dating myself? I know some of the newer Pokemon, but I like Wailord. Give me a Wailord too with that max HP, good defense, low-key okay attack. I'm not going to pick any legendaries because that's cheesing. Pumpkin cheesecake. No, absolutely. Somebody purge this person. This person is, no, pumpkin cheesecake is canceled. What are you people doing, Y'all just want to put pumpkin in everything. Pumpkin spice lattes are trash as it is. Which, that being said, please, everybody, remember that the Starbucks Workers United Union is on strike right now. So no pumpkin spice lattes, no cake pops, no anything. Let's try to make sure that we are not shopping at Starbucks, especially because there's workers right now that are fighting for improved material conditions. I see that we have one viewer right now on Twitch. I really appreciate you. To our Twitch viewer, I forgot your name for our first follower on Twitch, but huge shout out to you. I see we have one viewer on Quick Kick. Huge shout out to you. Sorry for YouTube. I'm just pulling y'all up now if y'all are there. Shout out to our viewers on Facebook. Shout out to Adam and our other comrades who continually make sure that they tune in not only live but listen after the fact. This Thanksgiving, let's just make sure that we're grateful and we're thankful. I'm thankful. Let's go through some more things that I'm thankful for. I'm thankful for all these trolls that feed my algorithm and feed my engagement, because these MAGA clowns don't understand that every time that they like or comment or engage with one of my videos, it shows it to like 5 more MAGA clowns. So I really want to thank all of the MAGA clowns who are making it a point to push communism in America. I couldn't do it without you. Even with the comrades work hard, but honestly, these MAGA clowns work substantially harder. With that being said, and I realized, so listening back to all the audio, I've realized that with that being said is one of my spatial qualifiers or whatever. So I am trying to make it a point to, in real time, edit and filter some of the things that I may repeat and all those things. Comrade Kant told me that I should do more editing to take out the ums and the likes. And I'm like, bro, I do not have time for that. I have to just be better. I just have to, if I'm cutting a long propaganda cut, I just need to be more refined, more on my P's and Q's, maybe do more preparation for that. Because that's what you're hearing. I mean, I'm just up here winging it, dog. Just coming off the cuff, saying whatever comes in this, pretty little commie head. But we're pushing. We're pushing every day. We didn't get no guests today. I'm going to call it here soon, too, because I have to go see about my freaking dog. He keeps breaking the fence. He's literally ripped apart a huge section of my fence, and he keeps getting out. And I keep freaking trying to patch it. And it's like, bro, it's getting too much, especially being on a 9-day stretch. But I have to do it. My dog's he's getting a little old. He don't have many years left. His best years are behind him. But I'm going to try to go get that fence fixed for him so that he can enjoy the rest of his time in the yard today before he gets picked up. But, yeah, everybody, I appreciate you. I appreciate you tuning in for this Thanksgiving. Like I said, we wanted to make sure to get something in your feed. Please make sure you're tapping in to the Operation SNAP Economic Blackout, the People's Sick Day. It's November 25th, which we're on the 27th, till December 2nd. So you still have a few more days to get in and participate. Please make sure to not shop for Black Friday. There are no deals for Black Friday. There are no deals for Black Friday. All right, get it through your head. Doesn't matter if they tell you it's 100%, 200%, 500%. There are no deals for Black Friday. The only way you can save money on Black Friday is by not buying anything. Between the tariffs, between the corporate profits, between every other thing that they've done to hike up the price, they are lying to you. They are using what's called anchor pricing. They're just putting some number there, striking it out, and putting a lower number there. They're lying. There's no deals for Black Friday. Do not be caught up in the BS. Just think about this, for example. If none of us shopped on Black Friday, they would have a ton of shit just left over, and then it would actually be cheap. They would actually have to sell it in the coming weeks because they would have to have the store empty and ready for new stuff. So that just goes to show you, if we stop playing into these corporate BS whatevers, that we can actually get some good deals. And I don't need a deal on a TV. Lower the price of the food. Walmart, this one's for you. I don't need a deal on a TV. Lower the price of the groceries. Lower the price of the underwear, of the body soap, of the shaving cream, of the things that working class people really need. We don't need cheaper TVs. Stop with the freaking TVs. I'm so done with the TVs. And all year, you can get a Black Friday deal all year on TVs. That's what people don't realize. I don't know if you price watch. I don't know what you do, but I walk past the TVs all year, and you can get better than Black Friday deals. Literally in the middle of the summer, you can get a TV cheaper than you would be able to get it for Black Friday right now. So please, do not shop. Do not shop for Black Friday. You're only hurting your comrades. You're only hurting your community. You're only hurting yourself if you spend money with these billionaires on Black Friday. And I know every year, I'm telling you, dude, something's got to shake. Something's got to shake, and we got to hit them right in the Q4 profits, because that's the only thing that they understand. They only understand money. We got to hit them in it. We got to make sure. So please do not shop this Black Friday. There are no deals. Thank you, everyone who showed up. Thank you, everyone who's listening after the fact. I appreciate everybody's time. Please stay safe, stay subversive. Argue with your MAGA family, because they can't just stick their head under a rock and pretend like this administration is not absolutely gutting this country right now. Workers losing their jobs, these tariffs. Look, and here's the takeaway from today's episode. If you put tariffs on, the price goes up. Donnie, take the tariffs off. Hurry up. You done screwed up the economy so much. Hurry up and fix this. I hope the Supreme Court rules this shit illegal. Something. I hope he's embarrassed. I hope the worst things that can happen to unwind these tariffs do happen in the most embarrassing way possible, so that we never have to go through this again. But regardless, I appreciate everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Don't forget to gobble, gobble the rich. And we're going to go ahead and end the stream, everybody. Thank you. Did it end? I ended the recording. No, we're still live. I pushed the button. Dude, this is aggravating. It's always with the technical difficulties. We're going to have to make a ticket. We're going to have to put a ticket in. Oh, well. Everybody, happy Thanksgiving.